Hey there, we're Adrenaline Adventures, and it's going to be James, myself, Matt, and Peter doing this project. It's an extreme sports company. We're located here in Spokane, Washington, and we're just offering really fun outdoor extreme sports to people, but having a safe environment. So we'll have employees on staff, such as like EMTs, which we'll go over later. And the amount of employees we have is going to be around 40 on average, because we're just kind of starting out, and hopefully we can expand from there. Alright, so our main goal for the company is to provide extreme outdoor adventures within a safe environment. And we want to hire a lawyer, obviously, to protect one of our SWOT analysis. But to begin with our differentiation for Porter's strategy, it's going to be a narrow market, and it's a very unique service that we're offering. So it's focused. So that'll be kind of fun, I think, to start out with. And the amount of competition that's in town is going to be very minimal. And to go through the SWOT analysis for our strengths, we have skills and knowledge for our activities. Basically, we have certain experts that can do basic things as far as like rock climbing, or if we're going whitewater rafting, or if we wanted to offer like skydiving, we have to have specialists for each of that. So I think that'll be a huge strength to add to our company, and a huge asset as far as human capital is concerned. We also have a variety of different recreational outdoor things to do that you can't really do just anywhere in Spokane if you wanted to just do it on your own. So you're going to need some advice. You're going to need somebody there who knows all of like the safety regulations. And so we do offer that service. It'll be a really good benefit, especially for this area. And then also our certification that we're going to have for our employees. That'll be another strength for us because of that availability of having that. And of course, there's a liability aspect of it. And that's going to be one of our weaknesses, is that we need to make sure we have a really strong underwriter, like a contract lawyer, in order to enable us to create the waivers that we're going to need people to sign to take them out of some of the things that we do. And then it's going to be a little bit, because the cost can be a little bit pricey as far as funding a lot of those certifications and things of that nature. Then also there's certain physical limitations for some of our potential clients, so we can't just have any customer come through, because there's a lot of dangerous things that we'll be doing, so we kind of have to limit some of the people that come in. And obviously we're not going to not let them, but it could be a little bit more dangerous. And some of our, we have limited competition, which I had mentioned earlier. Our supply chain will be local, which is kind of convenient because there are a lot of really local sports shops, things of that nature, not just REI, but there's like winter sports, things that are smaller that do like to stay local, because they do a lot of advertising for local like ski resorts and mountains that do winter and summer events, which is really, really helpful. We also have a lot of numerous advertising opportunities, and social media is going to be a huge one for us because of our large startup costs. We can use social media for a lot of our advertising, which will help us save a lot of money on that aspect, because it's, like virtually free, so it's kind of convenient. And then we can expand, hopefully, if we have enough popularity, we can expand throughout the Northwest region, because there's a lot of areas here, different mountains and rivers, a lot of places where these types of sports are applicable. And there's also very current, there's low interest rates to go to the T. So if we need to go to a bank to get any business startup loans, the interest rates are going to be fairly low, so it's going to help us build capital without, having as much of a liability later on. That's it. Sorry. All right, and for our equal employment opportunity, what we're going to focus on is obviously accepting all applications possible. We're going to, since we're a small company with a narrow objective, we're going to mainly do active recruiting, and that's basically doing advertising in multiple different areas, so we can ensure that we're reaching everybody possible, whether it's schools, malls, Craigslist, everything will be available. That way it's not discriminating in any particular area. And so overall within the company, our promotions, what we're going to try to do, they're going to be compiled of relevant accomplishments through a scorecard, and that way there's no favor on certain types of people because of the scorecard, and different managers assessing those. It'll keep a lot of bias out of it as well.
All right, so for our work design, we have structured our company into more of a centralized kind of structure, which means that it's more of a top-down approach with a director at the top that makes most of the decisions. However, our company adheres to a departmentalized kind of structure as well, in that our tour guides are the ones that ultimately make the decisions out on the adventure, and so they deal with the guests that we're entertaining, and so they make the decision. So in that sense, they departmentalize into each subgroup of our company when they either take them out on a snowboarding trip, a biking trip, or a skydiving trip. But ultimately, they answer to our director, who sets the guidelines down. And then you can also see that in the functional structure, where we do trust the guides to make the decisions, but the director ultimately has control over everything. You can go ahead and do the slide. All right, so then here's our organization chart. So you can see the director at the top. Our accounting CFO is below him, along with our vice president of human resources, our operations COO, and our marketing VP. And below the operations COO, you can see that we have our guides for each of our different kinds of adventures out there, and those are only a few. So that's kind of the org chart that you see from our company. You can go ahead. And then we're moving on to the workflow analysis now. So for our inputs, of course, people are a huge deal. You'll see recruitment a little later on how we get those kinds of people, but they're obviously the most important part of our structure of our company. Our product packages that we offer, we have to input certain designs so that people will be, it'll be appealing to people to come and engage in our program. Our safety materials, of course, we do run a risky kind of business. People are put into some extreme situations, so we do need a certain degree of safety materials, such as helmets, safety harnesses, things like that. Equipment, of course, is a big input into our company, whether it be renting a plane for a skydiving trip, having a fleet of bikes people can rent from us when they go on a mountain biking trip, et cetera, et cetera. The equipment is vital. And then business capital, of course, we need some sort of investment into our company so that we can continue to make those adventures happen. Again, our processes, so training is an integral part of our culture and our company. Our staff are trained at a high level to be both CPR and first aid certified, as the next one is. Along with training, our guides are trained to make the experience as lively and exciting for our guests as they can be. So we also put them through a mentoring program, which we'll talk about later. Liability waivers are also another big one. It helps with legal issues, so we don't get sued completely on some different things, but it's a big process that we go through to ensure that our company stays alive and profiting. And logistics, so how do we get our people to and from the location? Buses, or do people come to us on a plane, or various things such as that. And then our output is extreme experiences. So that's our workflow analysis. And then two jobs that we're going to talk about that we have at our company just briefly is one's an accountant. So an accountant is vital to our company in that they handle all of our financial problems. They assist us with anything we need. Our company's not that big, so we probably only need 1 to 2 accountants that really handle most of the financials for us, and they do anything from tax returns to investments. You can see up there to receivables, and they make sure our finances are in check, there's not mismanagement of funds, and that we're not overspending. Another big part is they set the budget for us on a monthly and yearly basis. And the approach we take to them is a motivational approach. So we try and motivate them to get the best out of them every day. It is a small company, so family kind of approach, and we're motivating them by making their job pretty much essential to the company, as well as enticing them with monetary bonuses at the end of the year if our company is doing really well.